I'll start off by showing you my aspects and fragments of my stasis. Might take me a good few minutes because it's quite a hefty build, but I'll try my best. The aspects I'm going to run firstly: Glacial Harvest, freezing targets creates a stasis shard. Bleak Watcher, consuming my grenade, is going to make it into a turret. So whenever I freeze something with that turret, that's going to proc me a shard. I'm also going to run Whisper of Conduction. So whenever I create the shard, they're going to travel towards me. Gives you them plus 10 resilience, plus 10 intellect as well, which is always nice. Whisper of Rhyme. So whenever I collect a stasis shard, it's going to give me an overshield or heal me. If you haven't got full health, it will just heal you. If you've got full health, it will give you an overshield. So freezing the target, going to create me a shard. Bleak Watcher helps freeze the target. Take advantage of Whisper of Conduction and Whisper of Rhyme, so that come to you get overshield. The weapons that I'm going to run with it are Aegis Scepter. It's a stasis weapon, as we know. It's really good, and how I've always seen this gun, it's an extension to your stasis abilities. So basically this will synergize perfectly with all the aspects and fragments that I've just gone over then. So whenever you freeze something with Aegis Scepter, which is super easy to do, that's going to proc all the aspects of fragments I was talking about. So freezing something is going to create me a shard. It's going to give me increased overshield healing. The shards that I create from the weapon are going to travel towards me. Space magic. It's going to give you the overshield healing. The weapons that I like to run in the secondary one, we ain't got a stasis weapon, but I would definitely be running a stasis secondary weapon if we had one, but we don't, so it's up to you. Auto rifle, fusion, anything you want. I like to stick to harmony because harmony works well with this build. So you can freeze something with Aegis Scepter, get the kill, freeze anything else around it, switch to your bow or anything that you got harmony on, and you get that extra damage because you've had a kill with Aegis. Now my heavy weapons I like to run against stasis, and we're lucky enough to have a good few options on the stasis side on the heavy weapons. Read Regret is a no-brainer. Again, as you can see there, I like to run harmony because if I can kill something with my Aegis Scepter, create that burst of freeze around the target. Sometimes it'll extend to a champion or a major. You can switch to this gun, Read Regret, take advantage of harmony, get that extra damage buff. So all these weapons here just work well with the build. Freezing targets again, and I'll keep banging on about it. Think of it as an extension to your stasis abilities. That's your main protocol, as your Aegis. Freezing things with this is going to obviously help with all this. So next one I'm going to do is the mods. And now my mods. So the first mod I am going to show you is Elemental Shards. Picking up a stasis crystal basically converts it into an elemental well. So converting my shards into an elemental well, it's going to be a stasis well. Take advantage of that, I'm going to run Font of Might. So I'm going to get an extra 25% extra damage just for picking up a shard, or in this case we'll convert it into a well, so I get 25% extra damage. Elemental Time Dilation is another mod that I run. So what that does is it adds an extra 3 seconds onto any beneficial wells you're running. So instead of 10 seconds of extra damage, it's 25%. I get 13 seconds of extra damage rather than 10 because of Elemental Time Dilation. The other mod that I'm going to run is a Font of Wisdom. So that's a boost to intellect, that's a plus 50 stat to my intellect every time I pick a well up, or in this case a shard. Picking a shard up, so that converts it. Elemental Shard's going to convert it to a well. So yeah, an extra 30 seconds of increased intellect, but because I'm running elemental time dilation, that's an extra 3 seconds, so it's 33 seconds. I'm going to run elemental armaments, getting kills with my stasis weapons. It's also going to drop an actual well, not a shard, it'll drop a well, which all works together perfectly. You get so basically picking up an elemental well or collecting a shard is going to give me 25% extra damage for 13 seconds, 33 seconds of increased intellect, and obviously all the shards are all going to synergize with everything that we showed you previously. Glacial Harvest, Whisper of Conduction, Whisper of Rhyme, Whisper of Fishes, Whisper of Chains, all going to synergize perfectly together. The last piece of the jigsaw is Mantle of Battle Harmony. So how this works is when I don't have my super, kills that match my subclass element, so in this case I'm running stasis, I'm running stasis weapons. Every kill that I get is going to give me a boost to my super, and then once I've got my super, you're going to get a perk on the bottom left of your screen called Absorption Cells. What that does, it gives you 35% extra damage, so as long as you've got your super, you're getting kills with stasis weapons, which is easily achievable with this build with Aegis Scepter, Reed's Regret. We're going to constantly have a 35% damage buff. Now the beautiful thing with this is it stacks with Font of Might, which is 25%. So altogether that's a 60% damage buff. All synergizes perfectly together, collecting the shards, creating the shards, picking up elemental wells, like I said, synergizes perfectly. Aegis Scepters, easy, get a lot of kills with there, you're going to get a 60% damage buff on that. Heavy weapons, Reed's Regret, again, stasis. Harmony, I'll quickly touch on Harmony because that's another 30% damage buff potentially that you can get. So freezing a target with Aegis Scepter, picking up the shard, that's going to convert to a well mod. You're going to get the extra damage from your Mantle of Battle Harmony, you're going to get extra damage from your Font of Might, 60%, so if you freeze a target with Aegis Scepter, switch to Reed's Regret. As long as you killed that target with your Aegis Scepter, you're going to get another 30% Harmony damage buff. So that's a 90% potential damage buff there straight away. And the very last thing that I wanted to talk about was this sword, Zephyr, with this perk, Cold Steel. Powered sword hits is going to slow and freeze my targets. So again, just consider that as like an extension to your stasis abilities. So freezing a target with the sword is going to instantly proc Glacial Harvest, so it's going to freeze the target and it's going to create a shard. So picking that shard up is going to give me an instant overshield or heal me. It's going to proc my Font of Might, it's going to proc my Font of Wisdom. Yep, it's an instant 60% damage buff just from freezing the target. So have a look, so have a watch of a few of the clips, see what you think. Let me know if you've got any other ideas. Anyway, take it easy.